Today I'm speaking with Drs. Jeff Dixon and Deborah Matthews, who are leading oral health researchers in Canada, and who are also members of the Institute Advisory Board at the Institute of Musculoskeletal Health and Arthritis, one of the institutes at Canadian Institutes of Health Research. Today's topic is funding of oral health research in Canada, trends and implications. What are the 2 or 3 main issues in the area of oral health research funding in Canada today?
The lack of growth of healthcare research budgets is probably the largest issue, not just for oral health research, but health research, period.
Yes.
The second big issue is succession planning, the fact that we don't have young trainees coming to replace people who are retiring. So we have no one to pass the baton to.
If I can add the third, I would agree with those first 2, but add a very upbeat, positive third issue, that we're at a time in history where we can make tremendous advances and make a big difference if we can address those first 2 problems. So the opportunity is there. We have the tools. We have motivated people. We need to give them the pathway to become dental academics and dental researchers if they so choose, and be able to get the operating funds they need to pursue this, and we can make a big difference to the profession, and I think overall health researchers will make a big difference to the country.
Let's say we do get an optimistic scenario and we overcome the first 2 issues and we capitalize on the third one. What will oral health research look like in 5 years' time in Canada?
Well, I think that the nature of research is changing from individual silo-type research to more collaborative transdisciplinary research. And oral health researchers are really getting on the bandwagon and participating in that and thinking outside the box. And I think that that's important if we want to answer those big research questions that things like big data and genomic research and other omic research can answer. Because of the limited capacity within this country, we have to be able to work with other researchers.
And is that why you've created the Network for Canadian Oral Health Research?
Yes, that's one of the reasons. And the other is to help build capacity, help encourage trainees and give them the skills that they need and the enthusiasm that they yearn for.
I'd just add that this research activity will lead to improvement in Canada in oral health and also enhance the profession immensely. It's going to open up new areas. Professional dentists will be able to work more effectively, have better control over oral disease, and it'll be a real win-win for everyone involved.
And I think they'll be seen more as healthcare partners than just business.
What do individual dentists need to do, and what do organizations need to do to help us to get to where you'd like us to be for funding of oral health research in Canada?
I would say, number 1, become informed about the issues. I think they're a little beyond perhaps day-to-day practice as a general practitioner, but these are important issues for the profession. Who will be teaching our dental students of tomorrow? Will we be advancing the profession here in Canada? These are important issues, so become informed about the types of topics we've been talking about today. And then in terms of action, lobbying your local MP about this, asking questions at all candidates meetings when there's an election to try and bring these issues to light. I'm really confident that if we can get the general public as a whole and the profession mobilized, they can make a difference.
And what can organizations like the Canadian Dental Association do to help you in your endeavor to improve the funding of oral health research in Canada?
Well, I think it's the same. I mean, they have a different avenue to politicians than the individual practitioner does, but continued lobbying for research dollars.
And with a very positive message, talking with members of the dental industry here in Canada, talking with them about the advantages and maybe approaching governments together to discuss the advantages of a great education system here in Canada and great research, because this is where not only the improvements in healthcare of the future are going to come from, but also improvements in economic activity, new business growth, and job growth in the country.
Do you see any opportunities for the creation of some sort of a fund or foundation for supporting oral health research in Canada?
That would be my dream.
I think if the individual dentists and the profession could come together to support that, I believe even for a small investment in Canada, we could make a big difference. And I think our most urgent need today is the point Deborah made a few minutes ago about succession planning, that we in fact need an avenue for our young dental students who are interested in a career in academia and research to be able to pursue that, and some support for them at that stage of their career would be very important.
Perfect. Jeff and Deborah, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you for asking us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.